Hi there, guys, and welcome to the Chronicles of Gamers. This is a podcast where we love to explain our love-hate relationship with video games, and I'm, of course, your host with the most, Efocutioner. I'm hopping on today. All I'm gonna say is online games are semi-trash. Semi-trash, just a little trash. So yes, welcome to the Chronicles of Gamers. This is episode 124. Hell yeah. And this is a podcast where we love to explain our love-hate relationship with video games. I'm, of course, your host, Efocutioner. If you could not hear me through the wonderful, beautiful, amazing music that I played for my intro music. So yes, I don't know, man. I technically want to say it's been like a slow news week. I haven't really seen that much stuff being talked about, or let me rephrase that. There's stuff that's been talked about that I just do not give two fucks about. So I will make my cliff notes very short and simple. I think Capcom is a complete piece of shit for making a 30-minute demo. Well, actually, just having a demo and giving us a 30-minute time limit when they could have just let us play like the alpha or beta version of Resident Evil 8 Village and let us try that. Yes, it may have been buggy, but we could have just did whatever the fuck we wanted. But no, you're actually only giving us a 30-minute time limit on the full fucking game. I get it. I still think it's kind of stupid. That's not really technically a demo. A demo should be available anytime you want to fucking play it, just in case a person is interested in wanting to try the game. I think that's stupid as hell that you would limit a demo and only make a demo available for X amount of time for people. That's stupid as fuck. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. I wish more people got more upset about it. That's why I didn't even cover it. I played it. I am interested in Village, but I just don't like the demo. Fuck the demo. I'm not even giving it that much of love and support for it. You get what I'm saying? But this is the only time I will say my piece, unless I'm on stream and somebody asks me. This is the only fucking time I will say my piece on that dumbass demo. And then there's like some other shit that happened. But guess what, man? You know, you already know what Blizzard was. You're going to get your Overwatch 2. Be happy. Congratulations. You got your Overwatch 2, everyone. I'm not even really excited about Overwatch 1, man. I'm still kind of upset about the community, and I'm upset by the game still. But hey, you got your Overwatch 2. All it did was it cost you the main person that got you interested in the game in the first place. But it's Blizzard, right? Who gives a fuck? Anyways, let's get into the real topic.
Breaking news!
So, I have been mostly getting into my online game bag with this game called Dead by Daylight. And I've also been practicing and hopping in like just a few player matches in Tekken. Secretly. I don't want anyone knowing. I've been very, very selective on that. I'm glad a lot of people don't see me on there. Although, being on both of those games, I have come to the realization that, man, online and offline have like this weird majority of gamers that really care about their fucking status. To me, especially online, I never really gave a fuck about rank. Unless it was like for personal reasons. Like for Dragon Ball FighterZ, I literally stopped once I got the Super Saiyan rank. Because I said to myself, I like being a Super Saiyan. I'm not interested in Super Saiyan 2. Not interested in being a god. I just liked having the title of being a Super Saiyan. Although you don't hear me running around saying I am Super Saiyan Efocutioner. But I just liked having the title of Super Saiyan. And then after that, I got real tired of playing online because people were lagging themselves off. And this is where we're going into that topic. There is this particular tweet by BizzarroWolf, and this is based off so this person replied to this other streamer whose name is Shivs, and Shivs was playing this online tournament in Street Fighter V. And he was playing... You know, we're not even going to explain the characters because I don't really get two fucks. And I'm pretty sure some of y'all, well, I mean, look, I'll say Manat and, I don't know, the ice chick Forgot her name. Well, wow, I really forgot her name. That's hilarious. Anyways, though, Shiz was playing Minot, and Minot has like these really difficult combos with her orbs. They're really tight to do, especially online. So they were in tournament, and if he had landed this combo, he most definitely would have won because he was already in V skill. I mean, he was in V trigger. Then he also had his critical arts. It was pretty much a done deal. But what this other particular person did, which was the Ice Woman, I forgot her name once again. So this particular person pretty much just mashed his button, and it messed with the online to the point where he dropped frames, especially in Street Fighter V, and he missed the combo, got punished for it, and lost. And Shivs literally shows this in his tweet. So he shows the actual match footage of his combo, and then he saw the lag. He saw the lag just started to happen while he was playing. And then he lost because of it. And then he goes and he like shows the replay, and he shows how the person is mashing all the fucking buttons to get that lag input in, and then he won. And then BizzarroWolf basically said that mashing literally happens at every level of fighting games, and like a decade before we played online. I'm not going to say that's true, but it is kind of true. People have been mashing in fighting games for a while, especially in the offline scene. When you're doing a very difficult combo, people will mash their arcade stick or their buttons, or even sometimes they'll make it sound like, wah, in order to make you drop a combo. Like they try to distract you. I've had people sing behind me when I was doing combos. I was like, damn, that's actually kind of funny. Still landed, still won. Hey, you get what I'm saying? So thank you. Although it's just very annoying because it's just like I've been noticing that not just in, at least in their case, this is a fighting game thing. It's not just been in fighting games. It's also been in what I've been playing, which is Dead by Daylight. Well, not Dead by Daylight. I'm about to say Resident Evil Resistance. So in Resident Evil Resistance, there are people that are taking advantage of Capcom not being able to patch their system. Capcom is pretty much done updating Resident Evil Resistance. And unfortunately, there is this horrible bug where if you put in a lot of dogs and liquors, it can cause this effect to slow down the game and make it extremely laggy for the survivors, but the mastermind will have stable internet connection, even though they're mainly the host. And then there's also times where a mastermind will deliberately play on Wi-Fi and then do the dogs and liquors thing. Sometimes there's also the chance they will actually mess with their router. And it's just getting to that point where I literally just have to say, where the fuck is my button?
What the hell?
How serious is it to get these stats online? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. It's not like this is so, like, you can't even brag about it. Like, okay, so say like if the person does it and you post the video, do you really want to post the video and then it gets popular and then the person who literally was in the video being like, hey, I know you lagged the fuck out of me. I have the fucking footage. Like, I have the footage of you lagging. It was a horrible connection while you're over here trying to talk shit. Do you really want to be involved with that? Like, I will shut your shit all the way now. Like, that's not even something to be really proud about. And it's just like you're doing it for your status. Like, what does your status do? Even if you put that in your YouTube video, oh, I am a rank 1. I am the ultimate. I am the number 1 killer. Not killer. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Dead by Daylight. I am the ultimate mastermind. I am rank 1 with Spencer and Annette. Oh, the worst is Annette. It's just like, seriously. And we're hitting that point now because I know, not Granblue, I almost said Granblue, but Guilty Gear Strive is going to be coming out in less than 2 months. Then at the same time, we got Reverse literally coming out within a week. And it's just getting to this point where, oh, and then Overwatch 2 will probably be coming out soon. And there's like a few other multiplayer games. And it's just like people are willing to do this for their status and their victory. And then it literally brought me into this discussion that was, I had this idea because another particular person showcased a video. I'm trying to think about it. he showcased the video on Twitter. So,
Breaking news!
and all of this ties in. So this is like my personal experience. This is mostly story time, but let's see. Here we go. I pulled up the tweet. Let me pull this over. So I found this from Perfect Legend. I follow him. I think he's a pretty good Mortal Kombat player. And some of the things he says is like pretty decent. So he posted this thing, and he's like, if you're a fighting game player, please watch at Harada Tekken's at Harada's bar at YouTube. So Harada is literally the person that makes Tekken 7. And then he puts underneath that, this is my favorite comment he made in the most recent video. And Harada says, each customer base has a different wall that they can't overcome. And I believe that's true. So I ended up watching Harada's part. And it's actually a very, very interesting episode. Because in Harada's bar, Harada literally shows the uncut, raw fucking footage of all of Tekken 7, man. It was serious.
What?
Like, the people there actually saw the statistics of which characters people played online and their win percentages and other statistics, moves, etc., etc., etc. And they kind of had the gist of like what is really popping in Tekken. Of course, there's a difference between online and offline, and there's a difference between tournament and non-tournament. But one thing that was surprising was Harada had all this information, and for a lot of us, myself included, everyone's made tier lists. And because of the whole tier list, people pick the best character that other people say is the best. Then they go play online, and then they want to use that character to see if they can get to the highest status. And if they don't, they'll do whatever it takes to get to the highest status, meaning fucking up their internet connection. You get what I'm saying? Or, just rage quitting before shit gets real. It's the same thing in Dead by Daylight. I've seen survivors and killers rage quit. I mean, it's just like, seriously, man. I'm over here like...
What the hell?
So, looking at this data that Harada was doing, and he was showing it to the people at the bar, highly recommend you watching it, they pretty much see which characters are actually popping. Like, which characters are actually strong, not compared to other people's tier lists, which seem to be basically based on themselves. And then that's when Harada goes into it. So we're tying all this. This is like one huge topic, but it's in like 3 different sections. So now we're in the 3rd section. So then this is where Harada gets into his bag, right? And he says that he's always been told, like not always been told, but when Tekken 7 has started, people have been saying that this game is balanced. They want a balanced game. This game is balanced. This game is fair. Yada, yada, yada. Everyone says Tekken is balanced. I ask people today, if I say Tekken, they're like, oh man, that's a pretty balanced game. People have this preconception that Tekken is a balanced game. When I go to ask people about Dead by Daylight, you know what they say about Dead by Daylight? Oh, that's a pretty balanced game too. Although survivors are really strong right now. You get what I'm saying? And the same thing with Resistance. Oh man, Resident Evil Resistance, it's actually a pretty good game. Unfortunately, survivors are really strong right now. Mastermind is struggling. And it goes into this thing where like people have that preconceived notion of like, this is strong, this is weak, that's it. Or it's at that point where people just say like, you know what? It's fair, it's balanced. And then this is where Harada gets into his bag. And he says, people don't want balance. They don't want balance. I myself have always said that. I think I said I want a game with balance and fairness. I know I said this, but Harada has said, people don't want balance. They want options. Well, he said people don't want balance. And in the video, what people want are options. I'm paraphrasing it. I don't want to go into the exact quote. I almost went to the exact quote, but I really feel like you guys should watch it. So, and he describes this in Tekken. He says in Tekken, there are going to be characters that have strengths and weaknesses, right? And then this is all paraphrasing because you can watch the video. But one thing that was very interesting is he likes that he wants people to use their creativity with the characters that they like in order to get around options that the game has. And then it's just very interesting because he's also said like balance is an emotional outlook on why you are losing. You get what I'm saying? Balance is an emotional outlook on why they think they are losing. And when I heard that, my mind was blown. I was like,
What?
yes. I was like, wow. There's no such thing as... And when I had that preconceived notion, because I've been getting into Dead by Daylight, and I've been looking up information and stuff like that, and I've been getting into things that people talk about tier lists and which perks are very important for this and which perks are very important for the meta. I look in Tekken, and I've seen people have like... I could find a tier list hella super fast. I was looking up character information for like Noctis, and then someone and in the fucking YouTube search, there were fucking tier lists in there. I was like, why are there tier lists for me wanting to look up Noctis? Or the same thing with Negan, or the same thing with Jin. I could find information on them, but then eventually I find like a couple of tier list videos where people are just making tier lists for the seasons, and I'm just over here like, what the fuck is going on? Hold on, let me get my button. Am I good? Let me get my button. I'm like,
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
you get what I'm saying? It's just crazy. And then it's just now Harada's statement makes so much sense. Like when I saw Harada's bar, and I'm telling you, if you're a huge fighting game fan, or even if you're a fan of online multiplayer games, you can get into this thing and just listen, because what you're listening for is not just for the character stuff, it's player mindset. It's why people play online. It's why people play online. Why people do one and done in games. Why people rage quit when they're just like, you know what, I got this really cool plan because this particular A or B person said this is the most godlike combination in the world, and if you should be able to get easy wins with this build, aka Resistance, aka Dead by Daylight, but then you end up losing, and then you think to yourself, maybe it's not the build, like, the build's not that good. That guy's an idiot. And I've literally said that on stream. I've been frustrated. I said that there's some things in Dead by Daylight that are not fair. And I still kind of feel that way in certain aspects, mostly for the blood points. But I know once I get most of the stuff that I need, I've started to realize that the game is actually fun and it's a lot more enjoyable and a better experience than I thought. But I had to collect a bit of stuff in order for me to start feeling that way versus saying, yo, this shit is broken. And the reason I say this shit is broken is because I'm having a hard time maneuvering around it. And that's what I'm saying. It's all about fucking emotion. And that's what makes it so fucking interesting, man. Like, it's just, like, it's mind-blowing.
It's spooky.
It's all about emotions. Say it one more time, Nakamura.
It's spooky. It's spooky.
Oh my gosh, she ain't wrong. It's spooky. How crazy. Like, just watching that for 30 fucking minutes, I learned the truth about gaming online and then gaming in general for like competitive aspect. And now I realize it's not about the easy character. There's no such thing as look, there are easy characters, but the reason why they're easy is because they want you to pick that character, learn a few things, and then go get your ass kicked to the point to say to yourself, you know what? I enjoy this aspect of the game. I enjoy doing this aspect of the game. But I hate that I can't do this and this because I don't have these options with the character. Is there a character where I can do A and B, but I also want to do C instead of D? You get what I'm saying? Like, there's 4 options, A, B, C, and D. And there are some characters that have a really strong A to the point where all they need is a B, and then that's it. Or there's some characters that have A and B and a really strong C that they don't need a D. Same thing. There's some characters that have a really strong A and a really strong B, and they just have a little bit of a D. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like A, B, C, D. I'm kind of just paraphrasing it because I don't want to talk into like logistics and shit like that. And this mindset can be applied to Dead by Daylight with the different perks for survivors and killers. This mindset could be applied to Resident Evil Resistance with the different builds with, the survivors and the masterminds. And it's just so fucking interesting that it's all based on player aspects. So now when I go on and look for shit, I'm just like, I'm going to try everything now. So I'm playing Dead by Daylight, and I literally said, you know what? I'm going to get the perks that I find interesting because I read it, and I know I may not understand the game completely, but I'm going to get these perks first, and I'm going to try them out. And if I realize that these perks are not for me, or they're not as good, or I don't enjoy myself playing them, then I'll go get some other perks, and then I'll get those, and I'll switch them out. And then whatever playstyle I have with, particular characters in Survivor, I'll stick with that. Same thing with Killers. Same thing with Resident Evil Resistance. Same thing with Tekken 7. So I'm playing Tekken 7, right? Starting off with Noctis, having some good and some bad matches. But one thing I said to myself was like, I'm enjoying Noctis, but you know what I'm going to start doing? I'm going to play the whole roster because I want to understand my playstyle. I want to see, because I'm like, I like this and I like this, but I also want to see if other characters have those same options too, and I want to see if I also have a fun time as well. And then I want to try that out. And then eventually I'll find the characters that I enjoy, and then I'll just play the fucking game. And if I want to play in tournament, then I'll worry about that later. Because there's a tournament mindset is just like a whole nother fucking thing. Like that's a whole different story. And I know how to prepare for that now because I've been in tournament. And I know what to do and prepare myself for. So if I get my ass kicked, I get my ass kicked. But at least I'll have a fun time. And I think that's just the most enjoyable part of online gaming is you need to have a mindset and an outlook of what the fuck do you want to do when you play online. Do you care about the status? Do you care about the money? Do you care about a social media presence? Or do you just want to play the fucking game and have a good time? Yeah, you're going to get your ass kicked. So the fuck what? I get my ass kicked. Bada bing, bada boom. It might create some content for the stream, create some content for the tweet people and the Facebook people and et cetera, and everything. And at the same time, I just have fucking fun doing it. You get what I'm saying? I just recently started playing Dead by Daylight and stuff like that, and I've been a survivor, and I've been the most popular survivor. Killers always seem to come after me in like the first 10 seconds in the game, and I get down in less than 10 seconds. And you know what's happened since I've been playing for about a week? I've managed to go from 10 seconds of surviving to about 40 seconds of surviving before I get my first hook. And most people be like, well, you still kind of fucking suck. Well, you know what? I'd be like, fuck you. I just survived for 30 seconds in a week. Now give me some time. I'll be the best fucking motherfucking survivor. You'll never want to chase my ass again. That's my mindset. That's my outlook. And I feel like that's what you need to have for online play. But I tell you right now, that Harada video opened my eye on a lot of things. Now I'm just trying everything. Every time I play a game now, and if I really like the game, I'm trying everything. Hear what I say. If I really like the game, I'm trying it. I think you should do that too. That's my episode. That is the most mind-blowing breaking news.
Breaking news!
That you need to figure out what the fuck you're playing there for. And yes, if you're going to play for your stats and shit, then you better monetize the fuck out of that thing. You really better be making some money off of that. If you got to mess with your internet connection, you son of a bitch, or you fucking rage quit, you fucking asshole, you better be making some money off that damn shit. If you not, then you a bitch. And you shouldn't be playing that game. Because you really shouldn't get frustrated. You get frustrated when you care. And when you care and you get frustrated, that also means you have a fun time playing it. And even though I get fucking frustrated playing my games, I still fucking love it. And I go right back to it. All right, I'm done. It's that time of the show where I got to say goodbye before I get more into my rant bag. But before I go, before I do, you already know what time it is. It's time for shameless plugins. So, the Chronicles of Gamers, we are on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher. You can type us in at Google, The Chronicles of Gamers. You can follow me, Efocutioner, at Efocutioner on Twitter, not Instagram. You can also just look, if you're watching the video, you can just look down here. For my audio people, just do what you've been doing before. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out of here. And of course, power to the gamers and stay lit.